Hello friends, today we are going to learn about consistent deformation method by assuming moment at A as a redundant. So according to the given figure, if the number of reaction which is vertical reaction at A, anticlockwise moment which is assumed to be as a MA, vertical reaction at B as a RB, and according to the given data we have to select MA as a redundant. So the release structure is a simply supported beam having the UDL over the entire span if we select the MA as a redundant. Now, according to the method, we have to draw a bending moment diagram for these types of loading of release structure and convert it into conjugate beam. So, for simply supported beam, if we calculate moment for UDL, it is WL square by 8, which is equal to 5 into 7 square by 8 as a 30.63 in terms of kilonewton meter. And the diagram for this UDL is a parabolic curve having the peak value as a 30.63, and we have to convert it into conjugate beam. It is M over EI diagram, and in conjugate beam roller support and hinge support is as it is. It means there is no change in the roller and hinge support. So our conjugate beam for the given propped cantilever beam after assuming MA as a redundant is as shown in the figure, where M over EI diagram is nothing but the loading of given conjugate beam. Now, according to the consistent deformation method, we have to calculate a rotation at location A as we select MA as a redundant. So we have to calculate theta A value, and the theta A value is nothing but shear force in conjugate beam, and it is nothing but the reaction at location A dash for particular beam. So let us assume vertical reaction as a VA dash and VB dash at hinge and roller, and if we take the moment at location B dash, then the VA into 7 in clockwise direction, so it is VA dash into 7 minus loading creates the anti-clockwise direction, hence the value is negative. The total load of this parabolic curve is 2/3 into loading as a 30.63 by EI into total distance is 7, and from location B the CG distance is exactly at half of the total length as a 7 by 2, which must be equal to 0. Now solving this term, we have our VA dash value as a 71.47 by EI, which indicates the value as a theta A for conjugate B. Now going ahead for the next step, as a we have to apply unit moment at location A and removing all the extra load. Then we have to apply the unit moment in the direction of assumed direction of MA as a 1 kilonewton meter, and if we draw a moment diagram for this structure, then it is in the negative direction as 1 by EI, and if we convert the beam into conjugate beam, our hinge support becomes hinge and roller support becomes roller. Now for this loading, if we take a moment at location B, then the moment at B dash must be equal to 0. It means that the VA into total distance is 7 in clockwise direction. The loading creates the clockwise moment at location B, hence plus the total load is 1/2 loading as a 1 by EI into total distance is 7, and from location B the CG distance is at 2/3 of 7, which must be equal to 0. It means that our VA dash value is minus 2.33 by EI, and the theta AA, which is equal to the value of shear force in conjugate beam while applying the unit moment at A. So at location of point A in the conjugate beam after applying unit load, our theta A will be the value of VA dash, hence the theta A is nothing but minus 2.33 by EI. And according to the consistent deformation method, the value of MA can be calculated by equation MA into theta AA plus theta A must be equal to 0, hence MA, which is equal to minus theta A divided by theta AA. Now minus of theta A as a 71.47 by EI divided by the value of theta A is nothing but minus 2.33. So solving this term, we will have MA, which is equal to 30.65 in terms of kilonewton meter. Now our value for MA, which is equal to 30.65, and if we take the moment at location A after getting the value of moment at A, then the minus MA as an anticlockwise moment minus 7 times RB as a anticlockwise and plus 5 into 7 into 7 by 2, which is equal to 0, as if we take moment at A equal to 0, we will have the RB value, which is equal to 13.12 in terms of kilonewton, and if we take sigma V equal to 0, then we will have RA is equal to 7 into 5 as a downward load and minus RB as a upward load, hence the RA value is nothing but 21.88 in terms of kilonewton. So after getting the value of MA using consistent deformation method, we can solve the rest of the unknown load by taking sigma M equal to 0, sigma V equal to 0 and sigma H equal to 0, which is our 3 equilibrium condition for any structure. Now using these RA, RB and moment at A, if we go for the shear force and bending moment diagram, then it is from above calculation we have reaction and the moment at location A is as indicated in the diagram. Now if we go through the shear force diagram, then at location A our vertical load or vertical reaction is 21.87, and according to the UDL at location B our total load is 21.87. so at location B if we calculate this shear force, then it is equal to 21.87 in upward direction minus UDL in the downward direction, so it is minus 5 into 7 as a total load, so our value is minus 13.13 kilonewton. So at location B our value is minus 13.30, and we have to connect the diagram by inclined straight line according to the rule. So our diagram value is 13.13 in terms of negative, and at location B our value is 0 as minus 13.13 plus vertical 13.13 as a 0. Now from shear force diagram we can say that at location of SF0 we will have the maximum bending moment. So let us find the value of distance x from the left hand support. So rest value is 7 minus x. Now using similar triangle rule, we have 21.87 divided by 13.13, which is equal to x divided by 7 minus x. Now solving this term, we will have the x value as a 4.37 meter. So from the left hand support, our value is 4.37, and if we calculate the distance from the support B, then it is at 7 minus x, which is equal to 7 minus 4.37 as a 2.63 meter from B. From support B, it is at 2.63 meter, and if we take a section at distance 2.63 from support B, and if we take the moment at location 2.63 from B, then it is equal to RB into 2.63 into anti-clockwise direction, and the moment towards the right hand direction of the section as a anti-clockwise, which is positive. Hence the value is 13.13 into 2.63. Now the UDL is in clockwise direction, so it is negative. UDL value is 5 into distance as a 2.63, and CG distance is 2.63 by 2. And if we solve this value, then the value of moment at location 2.63 is 17.24 in terms of kilonewton meter. So at the location of shear force equal to 0, we will have the maximum bending moment. Now let us go for the bending moment diagram of this given propped cantilever beam as a. Now we know that at location A, our value is minus 13.59 kilonewton meter. So it is in the negative direction, which is 30.59. And at location of shear force 0, we will have positive 17.24 kilonewton meter. It means at location of shear force, our value is 17.24 kilonewton meter, and for UDL, our diagram is parabolic curve. So the diagram is as so. Thus we can solve the propped cantilever beam and shear force and bending moment diagram according to the consistent deformation method. Now in bending moment diagram, we will have the point of contraflexure as bending moment changes from negative to positive. So let us take a section as shown in the figure. The UDL value is 5 kilonewton per meter. Our distance from left hand support as a x, which indicates the point of contraflexure. Now vertical reaction is 21.87 and anticlockwise moment is 30.59 kilonewton meter. Now if we take the section over here at distance x, then according to the point of contraflexure definition, our bending moment must be 0. Hence the moment over xx, which is equal to 21.87 into x in clockwise direction. Anticlockwise moment is 30.59, so minus 30.59 minus UDL creates the anticlockwise moment, hence it is load into distance by 2 as a phi x square by 2 must be equal to 0. Now solving this quadratic equation, we will have the value as a x square minus 8.748 into x plus 12.236 must be equal to 0. Now solving this term, we will have x value as a 1.748 meter, which is from support A. So our point of control flexure is at distance 1.748 meter as indicated in the diagram. Thank you.